Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. Good evening, guys. This is Subail Manzoor, a student of BBA Marketing, and today I'm going to help you delve into the topic of history and philosophy of science. And not only that, we'll be delving into the history and philosophy of science and non-science. So what we're going to do in this report is that we're going to take every single aspect of human history, which is how human beings have evolved over the time. Let me give you a fact. So before the prehistoric times, one thing, and even now in the modern times, one thing has stayed consistent among human beings, which is curiosity. Every single human being since the times of evolution has been curious to know why, curious to know how. So in this report, what we are going to do is we are going to focus, and our emphasis is going to be on the fact that how human beings in the different time periods, in the different spectrums of time, have evolved and developed speed, and not only the speed through scientific means, but through non-scientific means, which is critical thinking, which is philosophy, which is the idea generation, and in all sorts, how they have eventually ended up evolving. And not only that, what happens after that is once the development takes place, what happens is that a human being, a human species, is left with more questions, which is why, how not, and why not. So rest, you will be going forward to see and you will be going to find the answers to these questions. Thank you so much. That was it for my part. I hope you all have a good day. Cheers.
Hello, I'm Mahtis Al Sabukar, and here's our presentation. So for me, I'll be presenting history of science, starting from the ancient history till today's science. So the history of science reflects humanity's enduring curiosity about the natural world. So the early civilization explored astronomy, metallurgy, and also herbal medicine through trial and observation. Also, the Greek is alongside diverse cultures worldwide contributes mathematical and logical frameworks. Here it comes to the modern science. Modern science emerged in the 17th century with tools like telescope, leading to explanation for phenomena like gravity, and the 18th century's age and the 18th century was the age of enlightenment, followed by progress in biology and chemistry. Um, the 19th century saw pivotal figures like Dalton, Faraday, um, Maxwell, and Darwin challenging the existing theories. And in the 20th century, approach relativity and quantum physics promoting a reevaluation of science program, and as well as navigate the current century. The ongoing quest for groundbreaking discoveries continues shaping by the human curiosity and also the pursuit of knowledge. That is what led to the today's science. Starting from all this that discovering in the beginning, starting from the metallurgy and also astronomy. So that was all for me. Thank you so much.
The realism content theory describes the objective of the reality, while anti-realism sees them as a pragmatic tools like constructive empirism, referring from ontologist claims. It also measures successful by empirical adequacies. The ongoing realism versus anti-realism. The debate is influencing scientific interpretation and equity philosopher, scientists, and scholars engages. In the discussion, they unravel optimistic mysterious, contemplating the nature of the truths and boundaries of human knowledge. Epistemology guides scientific in truth pursuit, balances embracing, and rationalism. The tension between the introduction and deduction is too pivotal for formulating scientific hypotheses. In the summary of the philosophy of science, delves into a rich dimension, provides a holistic understanding of a scientific knowledge, conception, validation, and dissemination. It explores a complex relationship between a scientific model and the reality, and also emphasizes ongoing debates and the premature quests for truth in scientific domains. That's it for all. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Abdurrahman Farah Duale, and I'm about to present the presentation of the history and philosophy course. And in this presentation, I'm going to talk about the history and the philosophy of science. The philosophy of science as a beacon explores the interplay between the scientist's pursuit and the fundamental questions about reality. It also talks about epistemology. Epistemology delves is the knowledge of acquisition ranging from empiricism to rationalism. Ontology explores the existence of the entity and within the scientific realism, positive objectives, extensions, and anti-realism emphasize pragmatic utility. For this in etymology, they have dealt with open knowledges and acquisitions. If we move to the Thomas Cahun was one of the paradigm shifters that introduces transformative lenses in highlighting of comprehensive nature and of paradigms. Normal science involves puzzle solving within paradigms, while anomalies lead to crisis and paradigm shifts, and also anomalies countries of traditional views become a catalyst for scientific innovations.
Hello, Assalamualaikum. Now I would like to present about definition and characteristics of science and the difference between science and non-science. Definition. Science can be defined as a systematic enterprise that builds and organizes knowledge in the form of testable explanation and prediction about the universe. To comprehend the nature work, it is based on logical reasoning, experimentation, um, meticulous observation, and empirical data. And then characteristics of science. For empirical approach, science is based on observation and experimentation. It is conclusion on data um, gathered by the sense and make an effort to be object. It is research. And then about systematic and logical. Scientific investigation follow a system and logical approach. They entail develop hypothesis, planning experiment, gathering information, and coming to conclusions supported by evidence. And then for testability. Scientific idea must be testable, top experimentation or observation. This feature makes sure the scientific theories can be proven true or false using the available data. And then for reproducibility. Um, Scientific experiment and observation should be replicable by other researchers. Reproducibility help demonstrate the dependability of outcomes and lend credibility to scientific discovery. And then predictive power. Scientific theory are not only explanatory but also predictive. They offer a way to assess the accuracy of forecasts, make concerning upcoming occurrences or phenomena. And then for open to revision, scientific knowledge is dynamic and subject to change based on new evidence. The scientific community is willing to update ideas and models in light of new, more precise data. And then for objectivity. In their research, scientists make an effort to reduce based on personal conventions. The objectivity of scientific research is essential to its dependability. And then, difference between science and non-science for empirical basis. For empirical basis, science relies on empirical evidence obtained through observation and experimentation. Non-science, on the other hand, may lack these empirical foundations and may be based on personal belief and intuition. And then for scientific inquiries are methodical and rational in nature, requiring the creation of hypotheses and the experimental verification of those ideas. And then it is possible that non-scientific method like the systematic technique. And then for flexibility, um, scientific theory must be flexible, meaning they can be tested by potentially proven wrong, and the non-scientific belief may not be subject to such religious testing. And then predictive power, science aims to develop theories that not only explain phenomena but also make predictions about future events. And the non-scientific belief may lack this predict predictive capacity. And then producibility. Scientific findings are expected to be reduced, reproducible by other researchers. This is a key feature that sets science apart from non-science, since statements made by non-scientists might not be religious tests and replicated. Um, that's all for me. Thank you so much.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Abdulhakim Ahmed. I'm going to present my part, which about modern science and Islamic perspective. So let's go first. Modern science. So modern science actively embraced and appropriated by Ottoman scholar. During the intellectual transformation of the late Ottoman Empire, so Ahmed Conrad challenged Eurocentric ideas and sought empirical knowledge. The compatibility of modern scientific thought with Islamic perspectives allowed an Ottoman intellectual to navigate the global landscape so without compromising their philosophical foundation. The historical setting of varies and interguiding an historical setting where modern science was actively incorporated, deviating from Western centric dissemination. The second is less Islamic perspectives. So, Islamic perspective during the late Ottoman Empire, scholar Ahmad Kanvat influenced Islamic perspectives on science, challenging Eurocentric narratives. They translated Ibn Khaltoum's writing while promoting the Islamic worldview with philosophical tradition. They engaged with modern science concepts and supporting scientific discoveries while maintaining critical views on Islamic philosophical uh, Eurocentrics. So that's all my part. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hello, my name is Imran Alipur. Now I'm going to present my part, which is example of science and non-science. So science is a deliberate, logical endeavor that aims to explain natural events and understand the universe functions. It covers fields like biology, chemistry, physics, astronomy, and geology. Non-science, on the other hand, deviates from this scientific process and relying on traditions, stories, subjective interpretations. Science uses objective data, experiments, and close observation to explain natural occurrence, ensuring reliability through peer review, replication, and self-correction. It advances technology, medicine, agriculture, and environmental research. Thank you so much. Hello, my name is Ron Alipur. So now we came to the last part, which is conclusion. Tracing human intelligence evolution through the philosophy of science unveils a journey from primitive survival instinct to the complexities of early modern times. This odyssey reflects our exceptional capacity for adaptation, learning, and progress, driven by insatiable curiosity. The philosophy of science, a guide in behind, reveals the interplay between scientific endeavors and fundamental questions, urging us to unravel the mysteries of natural world. The relentless pursuit of understanding how and why accelerates our cognitive abilities, propelling us forward through paradigm shifts and intellectual challenges, highlighting that our species not only survives but thrives intellectually. Thanks.